the Joe Rogan experience.
Code, and they wouldn't have done it. I would not have come back.
Did you think Hendricks was on something?
This is a question. I don't have the evidence. I would never have. Like, you don't have the evidence. Like, we talk about fighters like that got cut. You don't have the evidence they were there before they got cut. Like, right. I don't have the evidence. The only thing I can say is I didn't want to attack one particular individual, and I wanted to change the system, because if you attack one individual, another one will come. Right. So in that particular case, it was Hendricks. And I wanted to change it. And in the beginning, he agreed with me to do it. But then he changed his mind. And that's when I got very angry.
So he agreed with you to take random drug tests?
He agreed. It was public. He agreed. When we say, you can look, you have the evidence that in the interview, he said he agreed to do a test. But then he said, no, I did not agree, because also the UFC told him to not agree. The UFC told him.
Really?
The UFC told him, this is the truth. They told him to not do it because they didn't want. They had a problem maybe with the VADA, VADA.
World Anti-Doping Agency.
Yes. There's WADA that make the guideline, but they're VADA. That's VADA that I took. They had a problem with them. I don't know why.
Was that Victor Conte? Did he have something to do with
it was
that?
Margaret. Is it Margaret something? Or it was a lady, but they had a problem, so they said to not do with the test. Not do it, period. I don't know if it was I think it was because of VADA. Because I made a little investigation on that, and I got very angry. That's why, like, psychologically, I said to myself, I should not have. If I would have go back in time, I would not have taken that fight. I would not have taken that fight. That's why I respect a lot of fighters. They stand up for themselves. I didn't have the courage. I didn't do it when it was time to do it, and I should. I regret it. This is one thing I regret in my career. I should have done it. I said, you don't want to sign? Okay, take your belt. I'm gone.
Yeah. I
should have done that before. Maybe I would have come back earlier.
So
I would miss a paycheck, but I had enough. I would have enough. You know what I mean?
So you don't want to say whether or not you suspect that Johny Hendricks was doing something, but there was people that were definitely doing something.
Yes, I don't have the evidence. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't.
It's a good way to look at it.
I don't want to accuse, and a lot of guys, they do it, and I don't want to judge them, because a lot of them, they have a family to feed and everything, and this could make the difference between winning $1 million or not winning, like, at all. You know what I mean? So everybody has a different reason why they do it, and it's just the system encourage it to do it. That's a problem.
Yeah. And especially if there's no testing, or if the testing is very poor.
Yes.
Like the testing when you first started your career. I mean, basically, you just had to pee after the weigh-in and you were okay.
You have to be. Even now, it's still easy to. Even now, it's.
You think so?
Yeah, man. It is.
Like, how would someone rig the system?
Okay, now, let's say I have a whereabout on my phone. Okay, now I'm saying it, and everybody knows that, especially the cheater. They know that. Look, I thought it through. It's not 100% sure, but let's say I want to have an injection of a product that will last in my body for 2 days or 1 day. So I know that particular day I cannot be tested, because if I am, I'm screwed.
Right. So
I put my whereabout that I'm traveling to the freaking Antarctica, or anywhere, like somewhere that is
crazy,
believable.
Yeah.
And then I come back in two days after. But that substance will stay in my body for a certain period of time, but the effect of it will last maybe a month.
Yeah.
And now we talk about performance-enhancing drugs, Joe. People, they misunderstand. They say, oh, yeah, but it still doesn't make the difference. Yes, it does make the difference in an athlete. And the reason is, in the 80s and before, it was giving you more power, more stamina, more endurance. Now, man, with the technology, they have stuff that will change your reaction time, your confidence, your reset time. And this is a huge application, man. If you play baseball or you're in fighting, you see the things coming, you have your reaction time, you're sharper in the brain. What makes a guy athletic, it's not his muscle. The reason why Usain Bolt is he run faster, there's many reasons why, but one of the main reasons is because his brain, his nervous system is better. And if you make your nervous system better and more competent, better, you're a better athlete, man. You're a better fighter. You're a better baseball player. You're better person in a way. Of course, that effect is limited, but there's still the muscle memory thing that will last. You know, and it could last forever. So now with the technology, man, at one point the sport, that's why I'm afraid. I'm afraid the sport becomes so messed up that with the gene doping and all that, at one point it will be all, sport will be completely messed up. In the future, I talk, not now, but sport will be, it won't be any normal people competing. It will be all like kind of a cyborg people.
Yeah, cyborgs. People are really worried about gene doping, and they think that they're already starting to do that.
But not only gene, even the modern stuff, performance enhancing drug they do, man. It's very hard to catch up people. So like I said, it's easy to take something. I mean, there is always a chance that you get caught, but that's how. If I would do it, that's how I would do. Yeah. And I would pretend I'm going in Antarctica, get an injection, then I come back and I'm good.
Nowitzki told me that they're starting. Well, they have it, and they don't know whether or not people are taking it, but they're taking testosterone as derived from animals, not from wild yams. Like the way they get testosterone now, if you get like a testosterone injection, they're getting it from wild yams. And somehow or another, yams, the fruit, the vegetable, yam, the tuber, it's like
it's in Jamaica is the yam,
yeah. That's how they're getting testosterone. They're getting it from that. Yeah,
a plant, really?
Yeah, they're plant-based wild yam testosterone. But now they're able to get it from animals. And the animal testosterone, you don't, like, they do carbon isotope tests.
Yes.
And the carbon isotope tests don't detect the difference between a animal testosterone and human testosterone. But these are current tests. One of the things that they do is they freeze your piss and they freeze your blood for, I think they're doing it for years. And this is how they've caught some of these Russian wrestlers. And they've taken away gold medals from guys that won in the early 2000s for, they've found new tests. And with the new tests, they've been able to determine that they were taking steroids.
I think it's the same thing when Ben Johnson beat Carl Lewis.
Yes. Yeah.
Man, Ben Johnson is...
Well, he was on some shit, but guess what? Carl Lewis was on some shit too.
I think 9 out of the 10 or 8 out of the... Like, the guy that finished like 8, like he was a Brazilian guy, then he got interviewed, he said, I was just a line fillers for the main guy. He would have won the gold medal.
Right, because everybody else tested.
That shit changed your life, man. That changed your life, man. It make you a better living, millionaire maybe, sponsorship.
Yeah.
That's just so bad, you know.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Well, how about Lance Armstrong? I mean, when you go the Tour de France, when he won and then they took his title away, all the people that were below him were also guilty.
Yeah.
So you take his title away. Well, what about the number 2? He's fucking guilty too. Number 3. They said that on one of the years that he won, you had to go back to 18th place to find a guy who's never caught taking anything. That's a dirty sport.
But man, you asked me if I think he was taking, I don't know.
But you have your suspicions.
I have a suspicion, but it's not right if you don't have the evidence to accuse someone.
Yes, I agree with you.
And even today, if I think there is some guys, if there's a lot of guys that take steroid and performance enhancing drug, yes. And I have an idea of who. And I'm pretty, like, just from my gut feeling, 99.9% sure. But I don't have the evidence. It's not what you think.
Right.
It's not what you know, is what you can prove. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Talking, I'm in a game. I'm talking to a lot of people in between fighters. We know who does who. There's only a few handful of people who does the whole team.
Yeah.
One guy could do this team, and another guy can do 2 team. The word goes around, man. Especially when you're top elite fighter, the word goes around. Like the people they talk to me and they say if I would be interested. I've been offered before in different things.
What have you been offered before?
I've been offered, man, to sometime to go train and like some deals, like go train and do something, being part of like they take sample of your blood, they know what is missing, then they put the stuff that is missing, make you. I said no, I stay in Montreal, I don't say in Montreal it could be a lot of cheater too.
Right.
That's the thing, you accuse a gym of cheating. You cannot accuse a gym of cheating because everybody is different,
Right.
There's people cheating everywhere now. You can't say, oh, these people are cheating. No, man, it doesn't work like that. It works every individual, If you made the choice, if you decide to go that path, you have to be ready to face the consequence. If you don't face the consequence during your competition years, maybe you'll face later after you're gone, you retire for your career. A lot of people I know, including some of my friends, they were bodybuilders. Now you should see their body are messed up, man.
Yeah.
Their hormones are all messed up. They got bad problem. I don't want to be like that,
Yeah.
I don't want to be like that. I want to be happy, I want to be healthy.
Yeah, they tear their joints apart too. That's I had Dorian Yates on the podcast. He can't even do push-ups now. I mean, and Dorian Yates was Mr. Olympia. He was a fucking giant guy, but all that, everything just ripped apart. It's like everything's all fucked up. It just doesn't work right anymore,
However, if you ask these people, would you do it again? Maybe they say yes. Maybe it was worth it. Maybe it was worth it. Maybe it wasn't.
Yeah.
I think it depends of every individual. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm happy with what I have so far. I could get more maybe in the future, but I don't want to go that path to try to risk everything.
What did you think when testosterone replacement therapy was a thing and they were allowing people like Vitor and these people to take testosterone?
I was so freaking angry about this. I think it was like, everybody. It's a different case for everybody, but I believe if you need to take the medication to compete, performance and medication to compete, you should not be allowed.
Shouldn't be competing.
And Joe, I'm not against steroid. I'm gonna explain to people say, oh, he's against. I'm not against steroid or testosterone. I'm not against it. If it's for the well-being, if it's an older man who he cannot have sex with his wife and he's like, man, he goes see the doctor. He's like, man, I lose the edge a little bit. The doctor was like, yeah, I put the cream that will increase your testosterone. And the guy is happier. He have sex with his wife.
You're talking about competition.
Yes. In terms of competition, if me and you were fighting and we sign that we're not using any weapon, and I'm talking about biological weapon, and we fight man to man as real martial artists by a code of honor, and you behind or me, I go and inject myself something to make me stronger or more competent. My could also help my neuron to fire better, to get something to be better, to enhance my performance. Now I'm against that.
Yeah.
There's a code of honor, and if you don't respect that code, man, you should be out of martial arts.
What are people taking that makes their reaction time better, makes their mind work
I don't
better?
know the name, but there is many. If you talk to a guy, there's a lot of things. A lot of things. I know a baseball player, they take stuff for the reaction time. Like the pitcher, because in baseball, in tennis, and even in fighting, before you throw a punch, there is like an indication. The body language, you read something. Like before you throw a ball, there's a movement. Before you punch, so you see better. Your brain. There's even a medication you can take for exam. You study in school. There's an exam. You have an exam tomorrow. You're gonna study the stuff that you need to know. It will increase. Then you go past the exam. I know it sounds crazy. Go get it. It's crazy, man.
Well, I know Adderall. Adderall's one.
It makes you wise, man. It makes you better in the brain.
Mm-hmm.
If you make your brain better, your nervous system better, man, you're a better fighter.
Yeah,
it's not only physical enhancement. It was in the 80s. Now we're in the 2000 year now. Now it's neurologic, man. That's when it's crazy dangerous. And soon it will be like with the gene doping. Forget it, man. The athlete will be born athlete. You won't be a guy like me or like anybody that fight in UFC won't be able to compete in UFC anymore because they're not superhuman.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
In the future, sport will be so messed up. It will be crazy.
Yeah.
We're all gonna be gamers, play video game.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're probably right.
We're all gonna be gamers. This will be end. This thing that like being an athlete will. It's not gonna make any sense in the future. I believe, maybe it will be completely ridiculous. It's like, oh, you're not born. You're never gonna be. You have no. You know what I mean? And it will be real because you're not born to be
an athlete.
You're not bred to be an athlete.
Yeah, they with gene editing, they're going to be able to change your height.
They
eye color.
can do it now. They can do it now.
They haven't really shown that they can do it with humans in America, at least.
It's crazy.
But they're absolutely experimenting with it all over the world.
The cow and it's insane.
Yeah,
it's insane.
They're doing a lot of crazy shit.
Yeah,
and I think maybe it's 100 years, maybe it's 50 years, but whatever it is, in that amount of time, you're going to be dealing with people that are basically superheroes.
Yeah. The sport will be destroyed. That's when that happens, sport will be destroyed.
Yeah, no, I agree with
the
you.
The sport will be finished. And like the 100-meter, can you believe?
Right.
Like how freaking fast a human being can be to be closer to 0 second.
Yeah.
Like, do you think we'll pass the bar of 9 seconds one day? It's theoretically not impossible in a way. Like, I mean, at one point there's a line that you can't, like, you can diminish the time, but it's like a curves,
Right,
like you can't, But if we got that sort of performance enhancing drug, that would be
But there'll
crazy.
probably be some sort of a side effect to it and some sort of a downside to it. They'll probably die younger, or their tissue will diminish faster. But who knows? Maybe they'll be able to regenerate stuff.
If you talk to some doctor that knows, like I know you have done, they said that steroid, like performance enhancing drug, if they do it well, some people don't have any side effect of it.
Right.
They,
if you don't abuse it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So man, maybe it won't have any side effect. Maybe everybody will be on it. Maybe it will be like an iPhone. Will be like, oh, that's like.
Right.
Who knows? The future. Who knows?